Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our showing of The Artist, the third selection in our current miniseries, Who Let the Dogs Out?, written and directed by Michelle Hazanavicius, with Jean Dujardin, Bernice Bejo, John Goodman, and Uggie, a Jack Russell Terrier. The screenplay was inspired by the 1928 silent comedy Show People. This is a rare 21st century silent black and white film, which was met with great acclaim, earning over 200 award nominations and winning 5 Oscars for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Original Score, and Best Costume Design. The movie was very successful financially, earning $138.4 million on a budget of $15 million. The score was composed by Ludovic Bourse and is non-diegetic. Throughout the shoot, the director played music from silent film classics while the actors performed. Hazanavicius always wanted to do a silent film because he deeply admired several silent filmmakers. He decided to make his film a melodrama because he felt that this genre had best survived the silent era. The cinematographer Guillaume Schiffman actually shot the film in color, which was later removed to make it look like a vintage black and white movie. Hazanavicius's research into silent film techniques helped find ways to make the story more comprehensible without using so many intertitles, i.e., the lenses, cameras, and the lighting were all calibrated to give the look of an authentic silent film. Jean Dujardin's character was inspired by the great silent stars Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and John Gilbert, both of whose careers were damaged by the arrival of talkies. The audience hears sound only 2 times in the film. The first time when Valentin, Dujardin's character, hears sound from his environment but regrets that he can't speak himself after he has declared that sound is just a fad. The second time is toward the end of the movie as film starts rolling for a tap dance scene with Valentin and his girlfriend Peppy, and we hear them panting. Valentin utters his only audible line in a French accent, saying, "with pleasure," and the camera pulls back to the sounds of the film crew as they prepare to shoot another take. Peppy does not have a single audible spoken line. The first spoken word is cut, and the last is action. All scenes were shot in Los Angeles and Hollywood, on the studio lot and on location at downtown theaters, restaurants, and homes, including Mary Pickford's own residence. The exterior of the Warner Building at the American Film Institute was used for the hospital facade, and the studio lot depicted the kinograph lot. Plot summary. The Artist is a silent melodrama in black and white while set in Hollywood in 1927. Hollywood's greatest screen idol, Georges Valentin, is enjoying the success of his latest flick, The Russian Affair. Peppy Miller is an aspiring actress-dancer who runs into Valentin at the movie's premiere, the best thing that could ever happen to her. Talking pictures are coming, and Kinograph Studios is looking for a fresh space like Peppy's to launch their new films, while Valentin is deeply opposed to them. Peppy appreciates Valentin's mentorship, tries to help him out, but Valentin struggles to find out for himself what role he should play in the new world of talkies. Uggie, the adorable Jack Russell Terrier, was saved from a pound and trained by Omar von Mueller, who recognized that the dog had great talent. Uggie, of course, ran away with the show, even saving his master's life. For his role, Uggie had 2 stunt doubles named Dash and Dude, but he actually did most of his own stunts. In 2012, he received both a Golden Collar Award from Dog News Daily for his performance in The Artist and a Poscar from the American Humane Association. Uggie had a lengthy acting career in which he starred in other films and commercials and won a second Golden Collar Award for his role in Water for Elephants. He appeared alongside host Billy Crystal at the 2012 Academy Award ceremonies and had his memoir published in the US, UK, and France. In December 2011, a campaign called Consider Uggy was organized to lobby for him to be recognized with a real or honorary Oscar for his role in The Artist. During the campaign, Uggy had his own Twitter account and appeared at many promotional events for the film. He walked the red carpet with the film's cast at the 2011 Cannes Film Festival, where he won the Palm Dog Award, the only time this award was ever given. Perhaps his greatest honor was to have his paw prints enshrined in concrete at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Los Angeles. Fun facts about the film. Dujardin and Bejo studied tap dancing for 5 months to prepare for the dance sequence at the end of the film. The film's final scene is set to movie composer Bernard Herrmann's Scène d'amour from his score for Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. Kim Novak, who starred in Vertigo, complained that the director had raped Vertigo when he used this clip. Hazanavicius replied that he was greatly inspired by the work of Hitchcock and that the use of the clip was meant as a tribute to Herrmann. That had been legitimately acquired. Dujardin was inspired by Gene Kelly's performance in Singin' in the Rain. He and Bejo rehearsed their dance sequence in the same studio where Kelly and Debbie Reynolds had danced in 1952. Uggy's trainer spent 3 days with Dujardin, teaching him the verbal commands and hand signals the dog needed to work. Because The Artist was a silent film, trainers could actually use verbal commands while filming. The opening credits are styled in the same manner as those of the 20s and 30s, complete with technical credits shown as they would have been at that time. The scene in which Bejo wraps herself in Dujardin's coat is an homage to a similar one in 1927's silent film Seventh Heaven, where Janet Gaynor wraps herself in Charles Farrell's coat. The scene in which Dujardin views a reel from one of his swashbucklers on a projector in his apartment, the film is real. It's a clip from The Mark of Zorro, 1920, which established Douglas Fairbanks as a matinee idol and action star. Hazanavicius merely substituted Valentine's face for that of Fairbanks. The breakfast montage showing the breakdown of a marriage is a direct tribute to a nearly identical one in Citizen Kane, 1941. It took 5 arrangers and 5 musical orchestras to convert Ludwig Bource's musical ideas for a large-scale orchestra. In order to film the old Hollywood land sign, the crew used special visual effects, since the land part of the sign had been removed from the hill in 1949. When Valentine decides that he will continue to make silent films, he picks up a poster containing the names of actors who have agreed to make talkies. All those names refer to genuine silent actors. The house Pepe lives in belonged to Mary Pickford before she married Douglas Fairbanks. The bed in which Valentine wakes up belonged to Pickford, as did the English Sheraton dining table and lace tablecloth in her dining room. In another scene, George and Pepe meet briefly on a staircase with an elaborate metal balustrade. This was the central atrium of the Bradbury Building in downtown LA. After Pepe visits George in his mansion, she says to her male companion in the car, "Take me home, I want to be alone." A direct reference to Greta Garbo's famous line in Grand Hotel, 1932. The roadster that George drives at the beginning of the film is a 1930s Bugatti Type 35 replica. In the montage of film credits that illustrate Pepe's rise to fame, the first set of credits show that Louise is played by Norma Lamont. This refers to Norma Talmadge, an icon of the silent era, and Lena Lamont, the squeaky-voiced character with the almost impenetrable Brooklyn Bronx accent, played by Gene Hagen in Singing in the Rain. Things to look for. Any scene in which Uggy appears, particularly when he trots down the street to alert the police officer about the fire. Dujardin's and Bejo's dance sequence at the end of the film, the period-style opening credits, Dujardin viewing a real clip from The Mark of Zorro on his living room projector. The Breakfast Montage, featuring Citizen Kane, Ludwig Borsa's score and his use of Bernard Herrmann's love theme from Vertigo. The Hollywoodland sign. The posters with the name of all the silent film actors. Pepe's and George's mansions in LA's historic Hand Park district. Mary Bickford's bed, dining table, and lace cloth. The ornamental metal staircase of the Bradley building. Pepe's reference to Greta Garbo. The Bugatti. And Bernice Bejo's lovely beaded gowns. Listen carefully for the few audible sounds in the film. Now it's time to view the artist. Sit back, settle down. Remember, it may take a few minutes for the film to roll. Enjoy.